Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing a ship with me video. In these videos I go day to day and I share the different items that I'm shipping out, and in these videos, typically there are at least 3 clips, so sometimes it may look like the video is over, but keep watching because there's usually more clips to come. So let's get started. The first few items sold on Cherish, which I'm very thankful for because last week I didn't have any sales on Cherish. And I typically have really great profits and higher dollar sales on Cherish, so that makes me happy. So the first thing that sold is this pair of adorable owl figurines, statues, and these are not marked, but they are by Freeman McFarlane, which is F-R-E-E-M-A-N, the last name. It's actually Anthony Freeman McFarlane, and McFarlane is M-C-F-A-R-L-I-N. He made, I'm not sure if it was a company or an artist, we'll just say an artist. He made these ceramic figures in different animal shapes, and some of them are worth a lot and some of them aren't worth that much. So this pair sold for $109, and I priced them a little bit lower because each of them did have multiple chips. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that, but right here and then also on the tail here on both of them. So like I said, they sold for $109. I had paid $5 a piece for these, so my total cost of goods was $10. Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after that fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $77.20. I am thrilled with that. I am going to get these packaged up off camera and I'll move them out of the way so they don't get broken. One thing that I did want to mention about items that have chips in them, they still will sell, and I typically will touch up the chips with a matching color. And I do mention that in the description. I'm not trying to hide that there is a chip. I'm just trying to make the item look better. Just like if you had a leather bag that had scuffs and you moisturized it, you're just trying to make it look better. But I always say this item has chips that have been touched up, and I show pictures of the chips. The reason I wanted to mention that is because this has been one of my best purchases as a reseller. So I got this giant Sharpie set with all of the colors of Sharpies. And I use this to touch up ceramic items that have been chipped. I use it sometimes to touch up shoes that have scuffs that don't come out with leather conditioner, or sometimes bags. And it always, or typically tends to make things look better, and I always err on the side of caution. So typically I will start by putting the marker, I'll color on a towel, and then I'll rub the towel on an item if it's leather. I don't typically go straight in with the marker straight onto the leather. I just try and, go gently to begin with. Anyways, hopefully that's helpful for you guys. I just wanted to share that little tip because it has really been helpful for me to make things look a little better. So the next item that sold is this vintage mid-century modern atomic style planter. And this is marked. I looked at the mark, but I can't remember the maker. I picked it up just because I thought it was so unique and really had that atomic vibe. And I did put that in the title, mid-century modern 1960s atomic succulent planter. This ended up selling for $80, which I'm super excited about. The comps on eBay for this brand weren't as high as that, but because this was such a unique shape, I listed it for a higher amount. I had paid $3 for this. So after Cherish fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $60.50. Oh, I forgot to mention, those owls sold in, I don't know, under 2 days. They sold very quickly, so it's possible I underpriced those. But like I said, I priced them a little lower because they each had multiple chips. But I am happy that they sold quickly, and I'm happy with that price and profit. Okay, so did I say my profit on this was $60.50? That took maybe a month or so to sell. So another pretty quick sale. And then the last item that sold on Cherish over the weekend was this art glass ashtray. I believe that this is by Murano Glass, based on the polished base and the metallic gold. Oh yeah, can you see that kind of coppery gold threads that are through it? I just thought this was really a beautiful color combo. This ended up selling for $79, which I think is pretty great. It did take quite some time to sell though. I think this was listed 8 months to a year. Typically I do a little bit better with these art glass bowls, or they sell quicker. I'm not sure what the holdup on this one was, but I'm glad that it sold. I had paid $5 for this at an estate sale, so after my cost of goods and Cherish's fee, that made my profit $56.62. Another great profit. You know, anytime I can profit more than $25 on an item, I am just thrilled. Again, I'm going to move this out of the way. Try not to chip or break anything. So like I said, I'm really going to be focusing my sourcing more on hard goods that I can list on Cherish, just because typically my profits are so much higher and my average sales price is so much higher on there, and I just like to work smarter, not harder. Of course, I'm not stopping listing on Poshmark. I love Poshmark, and I do make regular sales there. So the first item that sold on Poshmark was this wide leather belt, and it did not have a brand. It was just marked genuine leather. Now this ended up selling for less than I hoped it would. For a while there, I was selling these wide leather waist belts really great for pretty high prices, but it seems like maybe they're not quite as trendy as they were. So this ended up selling for $22, and it was listed for a little while, I think 3 or 4 months. But I'm still happy with the $22. For those of you guys who always watch my videos, you know that I look at belts like a bread and butter item. And so if I don't have huge profits or sales price on them, I don't get too upset. Okay, so like I said, this sold for $22. I had paid $3 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $14.60. Still a pretty decent profit. I'm not going to complain at all. Gosh dang it, tape. Cooperate with me. Okay, and I haven't mentioned it for a while, but I do use these holographic thank you stickers that I got off Amazon. There's lots of different options for thank you stickers on Amazon, and I didn't used to use these, but after receiving quite a few packages that were packaged simply and then with this thank you sticker for myself, I really felt like it made me smile when I had this little extra thank you that I received. So that's why I decided to start putting it on my packages. For these wider belts, I use the box number 4, which is kind of a smaller cube box. And sometimes I will have to add a little more packaging in there so that doesn't rattle around. Okay, the next item that sold is this pair of Nike trail running shoes. And as you can see, these were in really excellent condition, hardly any tread wear. They did take a while to sell though. I think over 6 months. And I'm not really an expert on shoes or Nikes in particular, But if I come across a pair of running shoes that is Nike shoes that are in good condition, I will typically pick them up, even if they are $12 or $13. Typically my Goodwill prices shoes like this at $9.99 or $12.99. I paid $9.99 for these, and I had them listed for $79. So that could be why they didn't sell very quickly. But this buyer came in and offered me $60, which I thought was great. I was very excited about that. Like I said, I paid $10, so after Posh fees, that made my profit $38. I think that's a pretty great profit, even though it took a little while for them to sell. So the next item is kind of an interesting sale. This is a black leather, Wilson's leather briefcase. And I don't know if you can see it. Well, there you can. It is very scratched and scuffed up, distressed. And I put all of that in the listing. This was kind of an impulse buy. I've had good luck with Wilson's purses, jackets, and briefcase in the past, but because this one was so worn, I probably shouldn't have picked it up. But they were having a 75% off sale, and it made this $4, and so I picked it up, even though it was all scratched up. It ended up selling for $31. I think I had it, yeah, I had it listed, so $31 with discounted shipping. I had it listed for $35, and a buyer liked it, so my Posher VA sent out a 10% off offer with $4.99 discounted shipping, and the buyer accepted. So after Posh fees, that made my profit $17.82, which is just fine profit. Let's see, how long was this listed? I think this was listed 4 or 5 months, so it didn't take a super long time to sell, but a little bit of time. I probably wouldn't pick one up again that had those like scratch scuffs on it, but if it's just distressing to the leather, I still will pick them up because I do still sell distressed leather bags and briefcases. Okay, so yeah, like I said, my profit was $17.82. So that is all for today. I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. I'll see you then. Hi, it's a couple days later and I've got some more goodies to ship out. It was actually kind of a scary couple of days. I didn't have any sales on Poshmark for about 48 hours. And then this morning I had 2 decent sales. So I am relieved to have those. But I've just really been noticing that the activity and my sales are down on Poshmark. I'm not sure if that's everyone that's happening to. It's May 3rd. Or if it is because I was not listing like I should have been the last week or two. So let me know in the comments down below how your sales are doing. I also had a decent sale on Cherish, so I'll start with that. It is this vintage velvet pillow with, what's this called? Cross stitch embroidery on it. Isn't that just cute? I picked this up at an estate sale. I just fell in love with it. And at the time I picked it up, I didn't realize how much I could list pillows for, but it was only $3 at the estate sale. This ended up selling for, let's see, I've got these out of order, for $85. $85 for a vintage pillow. So keep your eyes out because I sold another vintage pillow a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember how much I got for that. Over $100, I think. It was silk. But these vintage pillows can bring a decent amount of money. Who would have thought? Okay, so again, it sold for $85. I paid $3. Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after their fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $64.40. I am very pleasantly surprised. I used to just pick up these vintage throw pillows to more decorate my showroom with, but I was kind of getting a lot of them, more than I needed, so I decided to list them on Cherish for high prices, and boy, am I glad I did, because it is really paying off. Okay, so the next item that sold is also a pretty great sale. This is a vintage polo Ralph Lauren men's shirt, and I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's not flannel, and it's not sweatshirt material, but it is a thicker, heavier, it almost has fleece backing. Anyways, I picked it up because I liked the style of it. This has been listed quite a while, probably a year and a half, but it ended up selling for $89. So let's show you this vintage tag. It's the blue tag here, and you can see the font there. But some of these vintage polo pieces can be collectible and desirable. I have gotten pretty decent prices for them, but they do not sell quickly in my experience unless you price them a little bit lower. So I can't remember, I think 89 is how much I had this listed at, and I hadn't reduced it. I'm not sure on that, but either way, that is really a great sale price. I paid $7 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $61.22. Who would have thought? I don't have any problem holding out on certain pieces for higher prices. I don't know that I had gotten much interest in this. Well, there was a lot of likes, but I don't think I had gotten many offers or any like lowball offers. Either way, that is really a great price. So like I said, my profit was $61.22. Very excited about that. I have gotten a couple more questions again about the plastic sheets that I use, and they are actually, it's a big roll of garment bags like the dry cleaners use. I got mine at an estate sale, but they do have something similar on Amazon. So if you just type in dry cleaner plastic garment bag roll, it will come up. They're a little expensive. I only paid $5 for mine. That's the only reason I picked them up. But they're super long, so I cut them in half and to reduce waste. But if you're looking for something similar, that's what I would recommend, that you look on Amazon for those. Okay, the next sale is a pretty fun sale. It is a 3-piece suit set, probably from the 1960s or 1970s. I don't think the color's coming across right, but it's really bright tangerine orange, and it's by Nordstrom Best. And this is another consignment piece from one of my friends that I am helping out. She just had some really cool vintage pieces. I'm going to wrap the blazer separate from the other pieces just because it has these buttons, and I don't know if they would, but I don't want them to snag the fabric on the other pieces. So this set ended up selling for $95. It wasn't listed very long at all. I think maybe a couple of weeks. I'm not sure if I could have held out for a little bit more on this, but it did have some very faint stains in a couple of places. And that's one of the reasons that I accepted that $95 offer. I also just thought that that was a pretty reasonable offer for this. So I am happy with that. I hope my consignor is also happy with that. I do a 50-50 split when I do consignment, and the 50% is after Poshmark charges its fees. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, so it made my cost of goods $38 and my profit $38. So my consignor will get the $38 and I will keep $38. which may be a little bit less than she could have gotten, or somewhat less, I'm not sure, if she had have listed this on her own. But I think she'll still be happy with that. Okay, so that is all for today. I have been being a good girl this week, and I have been staying up with my listings. So hopefully my sales will continue to trend, or they will start trending upwards. April ended up being on Poshmark about 10% less than last year, but I did have my closet shut off for those 5 days, so that could have impacted that. But I compared Cherish to last year, and last year in April, I only had one like $60 sale, and I had over $1,000 in sales on Cherish in April. So my listing on there is really making a difference, and I think if I keep going and keep getting more items listed on there, I will keep having more and more sales. Fingers crossed, because my profits are typically really great over there. So, okay, I'll be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. I'll see you then. Hi, I'm back to ship out my sales from the last couple of days. It is Friday. I do have 3 sales to ship out, but overall I'm having another slow week, which is kind of disappointing. But that just goes to show you and me that if you don't list, it does affect your sales for the next week. I'm still hearing other people saying that sales are slow in general, but they're definitely going to be slower if you don't list. So I am being much better this week, and I'm hoping to meet my goal of 50 listings, and then we can all see next week if my sales are better, fingers crossed, because I could really use the money. I like to be real in these videos. I don't just share days when I have good sales. I like to share the good and the bad, especially for new resellers, so you can see that this business can be a roller coaster. Some people have figured out how to have consistent sales. Well, we know you just have to list consistently and list good quality items at the right price. Anyways, I just like to share the good, the bad, the ugly with you guys so that you know what to expect. The first item that sold is a pretty exciting sale. So this is a Nikki Butler, which is N-I-C-K-Y. The last name is Butler, B-U-T-L-E-R. It's a moonstone ring. His pieces are sold on either QVC or HSN, and they are marked, I don't think you're going to be able to see that, but they are marked very clearly NB inside. And a lot of times he uses this rainbow moonstone and other semi-precious stones set in sterling silver. His pieces can definitely have a following. I love his pieces. I was tempted to keep this ring for myself, but I didn't end up reaching for it while I had it listed. I listed it on the high end for $89. It's possible that this only cost in the $89 range, or possibly even less new. He does have some more very elaborate pieces that sell for a lot more, but a lot of times these single stone pieces aren't outrageously expensive to begin with. But like I said, there are collectors of his pieces, so you can get decent prices for them. This sold for full price. I had it listed for a long time. I don't even know for sure, probably over a year that it took to sell for full price. But it doesn't take up very much space, and I priced it high. So probably if I had to price that at $49 or $59, it would have sold quickly. So that's another thing, to take into consideration how you want your business model to run. Do you want quick flips? Do you want a quick nickel or a slow dime? And both are great ways to run your business. So you sell 2 items that are quick flips for lesser profit, or you sell 1 item for a higher profit that takes longer. It's totally up to you. In general, I am a slow dime kind of business model where I wait for a higher price. I may need to rethink that because I have so much inventory. I'm finding it almost overwhelming. So I probably should do some lower price quick flips to move out inventory just for my own peace of mind, if nothing else. Okay, so this sold for $89. I had paid $5 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $66.20. That is great. I'm very, very happy with that. The next item is another full price sale, and this is kind of a funky, interesting thing. So this is a nylon rain jacket from the 1960s or 70s, and it's just a simple, lightweight kind of trench style. It has a tie belt. I pick these nylon jackets up when I find them for less than $3. I find that there are people who collect, like, or nostalgic, I'm not sure what it is about these nylon jackets, whether they be raincoats or ski coats from the 60s or 70s. Some people are just into them. And I often find that it's men, or it's male names who are purchasing these. So we're not going to speculate about what that's, what that is. They are, totally okay to, buy things and use them or resell them however they like. But I do like to pick these up when I can find them for cheap prices. This sold for $39, which is what I had it listed for. That's kind of a higher price than I typically get for the nylon jackets. Well, yeah, I guess on the high end, usually in the $25 to $40 range is what I get. So if you can find them for $2, $3, that is a great flip. They don't always sell super quick. This probably took 2 or 3 months to sell. I paid $1.50 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $29.70. I think that's pretty great. Fun little piece of history. And I just like saving those things from the landfill. Okay, the next item that sold is this denim maxi skirt or denim look. So maybe it's more of a chambray. This is 65% rayon and 15% cotton. And the brand name is Gotcha Covered, probably from the 80s or 90s. I just thought that was fun. I was at a fill the bag sale in a small town, and I had picked up a couple of things, but my bag wasn't full. And then I saw 3 of these midi or maxi denim skirts. And I have heard from other people that these are selling well right now. So since they were only going to be about $1 a piece, I decided to pick them up to experiment. And I've already sold one. This is the second one. I do have a thrift with me video that I filmed. I'm not sure if it will be out before this video goes up. I'm really behind actually on editing my thrift with me videos. But anyways, this took about a month to sell. So not long at all. It sold for $19. I had it listed for, I think, 23 or 25, and the buyer offered me 19. Like I said, I had only paid $1 for it, so that made my profit $14.20. I didn't really have a big, a high dollar expectation for these skirts. When I looked up comps, that's kind of what they were selling for, between $15 and $35, depending on the style of the skirt, the quality, and the brand. So I'm happy with that $19. That's kind of what I, had in mind. So if you see these long denim midi or maxi skirts, they seem to be trending right now. And if you're interested in, kind of quick or, just bread and butter flip, then I would pick these up for $1 or something like that. Okay, so that is it for today. Like I said, it's kind of been a slower week. I'm a little disappointed, and I hope things turn around, but I am listing. So it's Friday, and I usually ship on Saturdays too. Hopefully I have a whole bunch of sales to share with you tomorrow, but either way, there will be one more clip, and I will share, hopefully share those sales. Okay, see you then. Hi, it's Saturday, and I've got a few more things to ship out. The first item that it'd be kind of fun to put it on is another pair of these vintage Christian Dior demo glasses from that estate of an optometrist. These ended up selling for $90, and they have this fun detail on the edges, and you can see there they're marked CD, and then on the inside and on the lens they're marked Christian Dior. Did I already say these ended up selling for $90? I'm so excited about these glasses that I picked up. They turned out to be such an amazing purchase. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I went to the estate sale of an optometrist, and there was a whole table of these vintage eyeglass frames by different designers. There was quite a few people around the table, but people were just kind of slowly looking, and then I noticed that a pair was marked Christian Dior, and so I started looking closer and grabbing all of the Christian Dior ones that I could see because they were only $5 a piece. I immediately regretted it. Sorry for those of you who have heard this story 10 times already, but because I ended up getting 30 pairs and I spent $150, and I thought it was going to be a bad buy, but it has been the most amazing buy. I think this is probably like the 10th or 15th pair that I have sold, and I would guess that I have profited over $1,000 by now on that lot of glasses. So it turned out to be a really great sale. Though these just had the clear demo lenses in them. I originally had them listed for $129, but I had sent out multiple offers, and my last offer to this buyer was $90 with discounted shipping, and that was a few weeks ago, and they came back and offered me the $90, so I clicked accept super quickly. Like I said, I had paid $5 each for these, so after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $67. I am so thrilled with that. The next item that sold is this vintage pair of cowboy boots, and these are by Dingo. They're kind of simple, but they're a little bit shorter, and the leather was very soft on these. I picked these up at the bins, so that's one of the reasons that I decided to get them. The other reason, as I've said over and over before, is that I do really well with Western style items and cowboy boots. So if I can find a nice pair for a good price, I will almost always pick them up. These didn't take a terribly long time to sell. I think about 2 months, and they did have some scuffs and marks on them. I will still pick up cowboy boots if they have scuffs and distressing. Inevitably, they always end up selling. These sold for $40, which was slightly less than I was hoping to get for them. I think I had them listed for $69. But because they were so simple, I just decided to go ahead and accept that offer when I got the $40 offer. Plus, my shoe bin and shoe storage area is overflowing, so I need to move some of them out. And because I only paid about $2 for them at the bin, or at the bins, that still made my profit $30, which I think is a great profit for a $2 investment. So that is it for this week. It turned out to be a better week than last week, but still not as great of a week as I have been or had been having before I went on vacation. I am still working really hard to get that momentum back. So my total sales for the week on Poshmark and Cherish ended up being $927. My total cost of goods was $65.50. That's a pretty great ratio. And my total profit after website fees and my cost of goods was $635.46. For those of you who've been watching my videos, you know that I really would like to keep my profit above $1,000 for the week. I'm just getting a notice on my phone that something else sold, but I'll just go ahead and save that till Monday. So I am a little short on my profit for this week, but hopefully if I keep listing and keep working, it will turn around. In general, spring and summer are a little bit slower for me, but I was really hoping to combat that this year. We'll just have to see. Just keep working hard and listing good quality items. So if I haven't mentioned it in this video, if you are enjoying my videos, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. It's totally free and it really helps me out if you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Those things also really help me out. They tell YouTube that people like my videos, and so YouTube suggests my videos to more people, which in turn encourages me and helps my channel grow. So I greatly appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you who have been with me since the beginning, who continue to like and comment on my videos. It just really means the world to me. Okay, that is all for this week. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.